Miami, Florida. It's the Money Making Monday Show with your host, Carlos.
I got calls in different areas. I got calls in different areas.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to another Money Making Monday. If you can hear me, okay, do me a favor and just comment so I know that you can hear me, and we are good to go. Hope that everybody had an amazing weekend. So if you can hear me, okay, just confirm that you guys can hear me, and we're good to go. Today, we're going to be talking about this cool little tool that I got to know when I was at Geek Out, and the people over at Geek Out, they went over, and then I was like, wow, that's pretty useful. And I was like, all right, cool. And we started using it, and I was like, now it's time to share it with everybody so you guys can use it too. All right, I see here, yes, I can hear you. Perfect. Okay, good morning. Perfect. Good to hear. So yeah, quick question: how many of you guys have or use Telegram? If you have or use Telegram, can you just comment below, because you're gonna need Telegram to use this tool. The way that it works is a robot, and it works through Telegram. So if you have Telegram, just comment so I know how many of you guys use Telegram. By the way, you can add me on Telegram. That would be great. Oh, good. Love it. Love it. What's up, Kev? How you doing, buddy? I use Telegram. Yeah, Telegram user here too. Great, perfect. All right. So without further ado, let's get this going. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna share my window real quick and shows you guys how to do this in a second. Okay, give me a second. Share my window. Boom, boom, boom. Great. Now you should be able to see it. Let me see. Okay. Perfect. Now you should be able to see my window. So what you want to do is you want to come here to t.m. So if you can look here at the URL right on the top. I'm also going to put it in the chat for anybody that is interested in getting this. I have no way, shape, or form affiliation other than the guys behind this are pretty cool, and I love working with them. So I'm not an affiliate. I'm not getting compensated in any way. I'm just sharing it with you guys because I think it's very useful to repurpose your videos, especially your winning videos after they go stale after a while. You can come here and then you can repurpose them, which I'm going to show you how to, and without the algo knowing, I'm bringing back to life. Okay. So that's a disclaimer for anybody on this call today. Cool. Then once you go ahead and then you sign up for this, you're going to go ahead and open Telegram. It's going to look something like this. Give me a second and let me share my screen. Right? So this is what it's going to look when you are on your Telegram and you download this. Let me where's my Telegram? Move it over here, make this a little bigger so you guys can see. Right? So this is what it looks like, right? So now here, what you want to do is you can see in the menu here, you have upload a video, and then you also have the tariffs and payments, so you can sign up for it. And you also have here tech support if you need help. And here's upload an image and frequently asked questions and about this bot. So because most of you are new or never seen this before, if you have, go ahead and comment if you're using this already. If you don't, so about this bot, I'll tell you a little bit about it. So this brings video and images back to life within minutes without the algo knowing. Works on Facebook, TikTok, Snapchat, and Google. Ad refresh was created to keep ads running longer and making each clone seem fresh to an algorithm. So it works again and again. What can ad refresh bot do? It changes the source code of the video or images. It creates each creative will be unique from an advertising platform. The bot processes every frame of your video and applies invisible elements to the video, changes the audio track, changes the soundtrack, removes metadata, making your creatives unique again. How to use it? It's pretty simple. You select the tariffs. It's a monthly payment. I believe it's $9 a month or something like that for the unlimited plan. And then you pay the fee, you upload your images, and you get a ready made unique video creative or image. Okay, so that's pretty much how it works. So, just for demo purposes, I'm gonna show you how to do an image. So, you can just click here, upload an image. It's gonna tell you you have an unlimited tariff, and then this is, I guess, the end of the month when it's renewed. And then upload an image without compressions in PNG or JPEG, and then this is what I'm be able to do, right? So here, let me cancel this real quick and do it again. So I'm just gonna select any image from here. So I'm gonna select this image and then click send. Oh, I shouldn't press compress. Okay, so when you guys do it, make sure don't press the compress. So you just send the image in the full format, and then what the bot is gonna do is gonna go ahead and re-edit this and make a ready new image. But I believe I did it the wrong way, so let me do it again. Yeah, unselect this because I don't want to compress the image. Remember this choice and go ahead and click send. So now it's uploading, and then it's going to tell me your image is uploaded. Select the settings to edit. So I can put a overlay invisible mesh. I can flip the image. I can remove the metadata. I can do color corrections, right? So what I want to do for this one, I am going to overlay an invisible mesh, and I'm also going to remove the metadata of the image. So that's really what I want to do. And no color correction, just remove that and don't flip the image. I go ahead and click confirm. And there you go. Your image has been edited. Here's the link to download. And then this image will be completely new to the, hold on, because I'm sharing the wrong thing now. This image could be completely new to the advertising platform as far as never being, seen before. So far, so good. Everybody with me? So now what you can do is you can use this for your images. You can also use it for your video. So next, I'm just going to show you how to do it real quick on a video, and then you get the whole point. All right. So let's go back to sharing my screen. Perfect. Now to do the video is pretty much the same as well, right? So you will come here and click upload a video, upload video mode, and then either you will have to send the link to the video from Google Drive or upload a video to the chat. You have limitations when you upload it to the chat without compressions. So I'm going to use the Telegram chat for this one. Then I'm going to go ahead and upload my video. Let's see if I can find a video that is short. So here's one right here. Maybe this one is a little bit too long, but let's try. I think this video is quite big as far as size goes. But once the video is uploaded, then you will get a confirmation that the video was uploaded, and then you can select to do either a mesh again, or remove the metadata, or do something else related to your choices, right? Like flip the video or so on. I think this video was not a good example because it's a pretty long video. I got to look for a video that is smaller. Um, all right, about one of these. This one is a lot smaller. I'm actually going to cancel this whole thing and do it fresh again. So I'm just going to upload the video from Telegram chat, and I'm going to choose an actual creative, not that one because that one was too long. So here's an actual creative. And go ahead and click send. This one should be okay because it's a lot smaller. At this point, you just got to let it wait for a process. Once it processes, it's going to give you the editing options, and you can go ahead and choose one of those and have your video brand new to go again, right? So this tool is pretty useful when you have winning creatives that you want to repurpose, like refresh, um, and make unique to the platform. So that's why I'm still waiting for this to process, but wanted to share with you guys and see what you guys think about it, and hear your feedback on it. Okay. So I see here it says this work is legit. Awesome. And here's the bot where you can go and sign up for it. So go to t.me/add refresh underscore bot. And there's where you can sign up for this, and then you can use it as you please. Okay. Any questions here? Now will be a good time. Now will be a good time. If you have questions, just let me know. If you're already using this, awesome. I want to hear how you're using it. Pretty much it will be the same thing that we're using as far as refreshing creatives and so on. And if you're not using it, I recommend that you try it out. I think it comes with like a trial or not. And even so, it's like pretty affordable. It's like $9 a month. So how have you used this? We use it for our creators that are performing and then they kind of like stop performing, or campaigns that we want to like duplicate. Instead of uploading the same creative that is known to the platform that we used before, we come here and refresh. So all the media buyers here um, have it, and then they use it as well. So they go ahead and upload their images and refresh the image, or they upload the videos and refresh the videos. Takes a lot of time out of manually changing things we have the last 10 years. Yeah, it does. It takes a lot of time of manually doing it. So will automate that process. Let's see what else. How do you think algorithm changes ad performance, knowing the metadata can be the same as in other images and other advertisers? Correct. So if you notice, is like a lot of people will like take your ad and then they will run with it, right? And like the platform knows. So this one you can do it for your own things, like refreshing it so it doesn't know and it looks like it's a unique advertising or a unique creative that was just uploaded into the platform. What else here? Risk of circumventing system. You're not really circumventing the system. You're just refreshing your creative. So it's not like you're doing anything you're not supposed to. What this bot does is make small modifications into the image or the video. So it's not really circumventing anything, right? So let me show you here the frequently asked questions so you can understand. 1 second. So here, can I upload multiple creatives at once? Video creators are loaded, and I can't pronounce that. One at a time, one unique video, one video created. How long does it take? On average, up to 5 minutes. And are there any requirements for downloadable files? The format has to be MP4 AVI, or 20 if you're using the bot, and then 20 megabytes to 500 megabytes if you're using a Google Drive. And then if you need support, here's a question. But as far as so I'm waiting on this video. Oh, I canceled it. But it takes about 5 minutes to process, so you get an idea. Let's see here. You can also use image enhancers like Topaz Labs to upscale the image. It refreshes the image mat, I believe. Yeah, that's another good source. And here you can also, yep, good source to use also. Do you guys know any other tools that you're using that you want to share that you think will be a good fit for what we're doing that other people can use as well? Cool. Let me set the exposure. Yeah, I used this in the past. Pretty good too. Got that new, yeah, I finally got it. Well, I had it, but the thing is that I never, when I use this camera, I never like set the exposure, and it's always incorrect. So today I decided to set the exposure to make sure that it's correct. So like, before I always had an automatic because, like, whatever. Yeah, but I have two lights here pointing at me and then a top light. So that's why you see me bright and shiny on your screen. Cool. Now that everybody knows this, what else do you guys want to talk about? And if you have nothing to talk about, let me talk to you about our network and how we're buying calls and leads. And if you haven't signed up yet, you should. First thing first, start right here. Get your training, learn more about pay per call. There's tons of information. There's a frequently asked question or a knowledge base that covers pretty much everything uh, that you need to know about pay per call. Is rather extensive, and you can use it for your benefit, whether you work with us or not. You can still use it. So go there and try that out, right? And then you're going to be able to sign up for our network, get approved, and you can start pushing traffic. All right. To do all of that, all you have to do is scan this QR code that you see right here, and that will take you to the right place. Okay. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to move it from here to here because that one is too big. So you can still scan this, and you should be able to see our training and as well as join our offers. Okay. Um, let's see what it says. Otherwise, always in the shadows, blown out by the background light. Yeah, correct. Tell us about Mastor. Mastor. What do you want to know about Mastor? There's a lot of stuff that I can tell you. Actually, I was it this weekend or I think it was Friday. Man, I can't remember if it was Friday or Wednesday. I met up with Ron. I don't know if Ron, if you're here watching, what's up? What's up? What's up? I met up with Ron from Mobile Pushers, and we talk a lot about Mastor and what he's doing in Mastor. He's undeniably one of the top paper callers in that vertical, and he's pushing a lot of Mastor traffic and data, lead forms and stuff. So I was talking to him, and he was giving me some pointers as far as like how to run Mastor successfully and how to scale it. And I'm going to talk more about that and in a in a in a inner circle coaching calls and why not? Because this money making Monday calls, I try to not give away too much. Uncle Kev got the mass tours. Yes, let him know. Hey, if you are running mass tour, if you're if you want to know more about mass tour, you should contact Kevin. He knows a lot about mass tours. He probably got quite a few of them that ones that are making money. So you should definitely contact. Let me see if I can get him in this call and have him talking about Master. Give me a second. Let me see where it's, that I have to click somewhere here. Somewhere. Give me a second. Let's make this happen. Boom, 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 boom. Let's see if I can make this happen. Give me a second. Kevin, if you want to join me to talk about Master, send you the link. Let's get that going. What typical Masterwork funnel looks like: Facebook traffic, website lander, ping post. You're on the right track. I just sent a link to Kevin. Let's see if he wants to join in this and talk more about it. If not, I'll go ahead and cover it. But just want to give it a minute or so. Does SEO work sufficiently on pay per call? Yeah, it does. It does. It definitely does. I know a lot of guys that do SEO and they do it pretty well and it works. Okay, it's a longer game in the sense that you got to rank the page and you got to maintain your rank, and sometimes it's a little bit hard to be ranking for some of the some of the more competitive categories, but it does work. I've seen it work a lot too with like legal offers, and I've seen it work a lot with like financial stuff, especially with like credit repair. I've seen a lot of people use that. I don't really do much SEO. I do like a little bit here and there, but that's not something that we really focus on. Most of our traffic, it's either paid media or some type of data monetization. Yo, what's going on? Welcome. Do me a favor, click on the link either above or below, and it should say like Restream or something like that. You can click on it, and then I'll be able to see your name and your profile picture, so I know who you are. All right. So let's go back to Mastor and talk about Mastor a little bit. Let me bring in the legend himself about Mastor. So give me a second.
Right.
Ready,
So
boss?
I'm ready. Let me Mastor a little bit. Let me bring in the legend himself about Mastor.
Oh, we got echo in there.
Yeah, I know. Hold on. I'm ready. Let's
All right, I'll wait until you get.
Mastor. Oh, we got echo in there.
Mhm. Now you are ready. What's going on, brother? I can't hear you, but you're looking like $1,000,000.
How about now? Is that better?
I hear you and I hear me, which is a lot
And
better.
no echo.
How was your weekend?
It was good, man. Actually, really, I'm still getting a dude. Hang on one second.
No, no problem. Take your time. So, Leo, now you can ask all the master questions you want as soon as Kevin, aka the Click Father, which if you haven't, you should be listening to his podcast, which is very interesting, where he brings in a whole bunch of successful affiliates and they talk about lead gen in general, internet traffic, and so on. Let's just give it a minute so he can rejoin right now. And we'll talk about Mastor and all the other campaigns that they're running over at XY7. You're back. You're back, but I still can't hear you.
Now you can hear me.
Now I hear you loud and clear. Hey, I'm
All
gonna
right.
be in Vegas at the end of the week. Just so
I
you know.
know. I know. You asked how my weekend was. It was good, man. I hit the $250,000 winner take all blackjack tournament, so it was a good weekend.
Oh man, congratulations! So you got money to spend when I get there.
That's it. That's it.
Good. So talk to me. What are you doing over at your company when it comes to mass tour? I know a lot of people want to jump in that vertical,
Yeah, I
and if
mean we're
anybody knows, it's you.
we're still doing a lot in camp, but obviously the market changed since November. You know, everybody wants a verified call now, a verified lead, because the challenge was the market exploded, took everything. Everybody took transfers, SMS, and then as with everything else, when it gets out of control, then people look and they go, oh, well, what happened? Right? Well, what happened is, the quality wasn't there. So we are still taking them. We're taking posted leads as well. We're taking hair relaxant, talc, NEC, pretty much everything, APAP. But it's about having a really good data set that the buyer can do well with. So it's really like any other program, understanding what the buyer needs, what their CPA goals are, and being able to back into that. So the main thing, if you're working directly with a buyer or with a network, make sure they give you depots, right? Disposition. So if you have a disposition, at least you'll know, hey, I had X amount of calls. This came into a retainer. You'll know if you're meeting or exceeding their goals. And if you're not, then it's not going to last long.
I have a question here as far as what's the podcast and what's the network.
Podcast we don't run anymore. The podcast was Traffic Kings Media, but it took way too much time. The network is elitecalls.com, elite-calls.com.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put it right here so people can see it. Give me a second. I gotta find out how to do this. Oh, here. So it's elite-calls.com. Again, I had to.
For that company, you should
I
know.
know. I know. I just want to put it correctly. I just want to say that I have the pleasure of working with the people over at Elite, and they're always on point.
Thank you.
Always there to help us with whatever we need. It's probably one of all the people that we work with. I will say that your company is one of the few ones that are in constant contact with us as far as like providing us feedback and what we can improve, what we can do better, where's more capacity, where we should focus. Not just about the campaign that we're running, but in pay per call and lead generation overall. And that goes also add into there that the doors that you have open because of the relationship that we have built. So I just want to say thank you for that. And I want to extend to anybody watching this and looking for a reliable partner to work with to check out Elite Calls and hit up Kevin and his team. Okay?
Yeah, it's a partnership, so it's give and take. You have to have the information back and forth, right? Otherwise, it doesn't work.
Always. Look, so we have a question here from Leonidas. He says, "What's the typical payout for mass tour for camp, hair relaxer, etc.?"
Yeah, I mean, again, they're all over the place. We have tour leads like Camp Lejeune right now, somewhere between $80 and $100 a lead, where back in November was 160, 180. But the good news is ping and post, and we're able to, just like we do for Ron, we monetize every lead. So even though the ping and post buyer buys 18 ailments, we have another buyer taking 101 ailments. So anything that fails for Ron, automatically, instead of us taking his lead, we take that lead and we sell on his behalf to a third party. So it really works. So Ron got that.
Yeah. So let me ask you there a question. So how can people start sending you, like, how can people start sending you traffic? What will be the next step?
Next step would just be reach out to me either in the group, either in the Slack group or on Skype. It's my first initial, my last name is K. DiVincenzi, and then we'll look.
There, there you
I would
go.
caution you though, unless you have good data and overlays, Masterwork is not an easy one to go into. It's a lot of people see the big payout and they're like, oh shit, it's $100 or $200, or some of the calls, are a verified call. We can pay up $300. But if you don't have a data overlay, you're not going to get the ROI. It's not going to work. So know your data. If you have really good data, then Masterwork may work. Do we offer MBA and ping post? Yes, we do actually. Yes.
Can you expand on that? Can you talk a little bit more?
I could, but I don't run that division. Somebody
Got
else
it. Got
runs the division, so I don't. I just know that we have several MBA buyers. So basically, lead comes in, we sell it to the highest bidder.
Got it. Totally understand. And here is what is
Data
data?
overlay. See the next question. Data overlay, meaning bringing your data into Google, Facebook, etc., to match audiences, right? Or let's say buying co-reg data for, have you ever been to Camp Lejeune between 1967 and 1985? Yes. Take that data, bring it into Facebook for a like audience, bring it into Google for a customer match. So you have some data, so you're actually targeting the right person. Because if not, people just think, oh, it's free. They're just going to click it and they don't even know. So that was a big challenge. Is a lot of people, it's like, have you been at camp? No, I just wanted the free money, and you wasted your money for the click. Clients pissed off because they wasted their money. It doesn't work.
I'm surprised that Camp Lejeune is still running.
There's actually another $8 million in the industry right now going into these firms to buy more cases. It's crazy. And only 1.4 million people affected. That's why I'm saying. So 1.4 million people affected, over 400,000 signed retainers. You got 1 million people left, right? Out of 325 million people in the US. So you really have to have good data to get it. Like even personally, internally, we don't run it because it's such a needle in the haystack. It really is. Now CPAP, Tylenol, APAP, not CPAP, APAP, that's any woman that during a pregnancy took Tylenol, that's a large market. Hair relaxants, we just don't have the big budgets yet. That's a large market, right? These are markets of tens of millions of people as opposed to 1 million people. So, and at the scale that we all work in, you need something that's got mass appeal, right?
Yeah, that makes total sense. If you were to start like running a mass tour, like somebody that is sick and tired of running Medicare and ACA and debt relief, and then it's like, you know what, I'm gonna give it a try. I'm gonna start running mass tour. I'm gonna send some calls to Kevin and see how I can monetize him. What offer will you recommend that someone will start with?
Probably the Tylenol. What I would do first is MTMP, Mass Torts Made Perfect, does a webinar for all these different torts. Ron and I are always on them, and they always share their decks, their spreadsheets, everything else. I would learn the market in and out before I even start. So I understand exactly what the consumers I'm looking for, what are the qualifications, so I really understand. That's a big head start. I mean, they're giving you everything. Instead of just blindly, like a lot of the, networks you work with, they'll be like, oh yeah, this shit's killing it, just run it, but there's no data behind it. Like understand the market and understand what consumer you're looking for, and that's going to save you so much money and you'll have so much more success. So if you need any slides or anything, let me know. I can share them with you. Same thing with Camp Lejeune. There's tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. Nobody understands the 3 tiers. I have a whole breakdown of the tiers to explain to you what they are. I mean, the more knowledgeable you are as a publisher, the better you're going to get paid, and the more you're going to understand your traffic. So definitely do your homework first. Angel, to get on those webinars, it's MTMP, so Mass Torts Made Perfect. Just register as a marketing firm. It's free, and they release them every, say, 3 weeks or a month. And it's painful because it's like 2 hours of attorneys talking, but at the end of the day, they share all the decks, they share all the compliance, they share everything. So it's actually really insightful. I mean, most of the big marketers we have in Masterwork, not just Ron, they're on those webinars with us because they know they need the data.
Just wanted to say, is data overlay
Yes.
like I see?
Yeah, you can do that. Well, yes and no, because the instant caller profile, I don't know. Carlos, you probably have more experience than I do in ICP. I don't think you'll be able to get data like that, right?
Not really. I
Yeah,
mean, you know if there's a veteran in the house, uh, things like that. I mean,
yeah,
you
but
can
that's
confirm, but that's about it.
you're
Not
talking
really.
about one base. You know what I mean? You're talking about one very small. That's why I'm saying, guys, I gave you the $1 million tip. Buy coverage data. You buy Camp Lejeune data for 35 cents or whatever. You don't care how many people bought that data because you're just using it as an overlay. As long as it's real, legitimate data, that's going to be your best chance to match.
That's correct. That's $1 million golden nugget that you can take from this call.
That's it. That's it.
Link to MPT. Yeah, just look it up. Masterwork made perfect. I'll share the link. They're really good calls. So like Kevin said, his attorneys talking for like 2 hours. So just keep that in mind. They're boring, but very, very informative.
Well, right, but they showed a Dex at the end, and actually in
All right.
next month there's an MTMP seminar out here too.
All
That
right.
any affiliate can get into. And it's about education, right? If you invest in yourself, you're gonna do much better. Take the time and also the effort. But be aware, the MTMP seminar shows aren't like LeadsCon. They're not like Affiliate Summit. It's all suit and tie, and it's all very stuffy. But with that said, all your conversations will be with decision makers, with attorneys. It'll be a higher level that you're working with.
Definitely. Here's another question as far as and where can you get data overlay data? Is it data provided by a buyer? Can you elaborate on that?
Well, I mean, there's any coverage site. So hit up Fluent or any of the big coverage providers. One of our old affiliates, Joe Barreca, has a site too. I can't think of the name offhand. So anywhere where it's like a survey path. So it starts out, fill this out, win a $50 Target gift card, and then it takes them through a series of questions, right? Have you done this, that, blah, blah, blah. And eventually you might get, have you been at Camp Lejeune? But again, I test small. Make the smallest buy you can. Let's say it's 35 cents a record. Try and buy 1,000 records and just do a small test and see if you can get that match. And if it works, then buy millions of records. I mean, it's that simple.
Definitely.
I can tell you the guys that are doing very well and getting the very, very low lead cost, that's all they do. That's it.
Definitely. Use AI to summarize the MTMP. Yeah, you can use ChatGPT.
Yeah, that's actually a great idea. Yeah.
Yeah, you can jump in ChatGPT. I think they released a new Whisper API, so you can grab the whole MP4 or MP3 audio file of the webinar, feed it to ChatGPT, and then have it spit out like an executive summary if you want to. But I just me personally, I recommend that you really sit through them. I sit through a few of them after you recommended it, and it's very interesting what you can learn.
I use Fireflies.ai. I've been using it for over a year. So Fireflies follows me to every meeting and records video and audio. So essentially, when I say any meeting, not this one obviously, but any Google Meet or any Zoom, it'll follow me, and this way I can go back. It'll send me a summary. It's all searchable, but it'll send me the full transcript and everything else. That works really well, and that's probably easier because then, as Carlos said, you're watching the whole seminar, but you also have a recording of the seminar, and you've got all your key takeaway points. And you can search by keyword and everything too, and say, this was mentioned, that was.
Yeah, so what I've been doing is I've been grabbing the transcript from my Zoom calls, and then I dump them into ChatGPT, and then I ask the bot to turn it into a blog article for me. And then they will grab everything that I talked about, and then they will turn it into a kind of like a blog article about whatever it is that we were talking about.
Nice.
So it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
What is the name of the data company? I believe that what Kevin was referring to. Yeah, like Fluent.
Fluent.
And then,
FLUENT. That's one. And then Joe Barreca. What is Joe Barreca's one? Let me look really quick, because he's also got a really good one. Shift. I just remembered. Shift 44. So shift44.com. Yeah, he was my affiliate 15 years ago. He's got a great coverage path set up.
yeah,
Really good guys to work with.
Yeah, Shift
But
44. They're based out of Long Island, right? They're pretty
they
good.
are, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, both those companies, by the way, guys, you can drop my name, no problem, and say, hey, Kevin told us to come to you for co-reg data. Here's what I need. No problem. We know both
Nice
those companies
one.
very well.
Shift 44. Check them out. They're usually, both of the companies that Kevin mentioned are usually at all the conferences. So if
Yeah,
you
yeah. Those are both
need,
top of the game, so you're not dealing with people that are going to sell you garbage or lie. You know, these guys will sell you legitimate data.
correct, and it's direct from own
Yeah.
and operator website, so you're not getting
Well,
brokerage.
that, and you can even make your own. So let's just say, originally you want to buy Camp Lejeune data, 35 cents a record or whatever. Then you could say, you know what, I want to actually give you my own ad. And I want it to say this. And then everybody that responds, I'll pay 50 cents a record or what have you. So you can refine it too and make your own coverage placement. But I'm saying to start, why not just buy the cheapest data you can that you know is qualified, proof of concept, and then take it from there.
Cool. I see that Joshua. Joshua, what's going on, buddy? Good to see you here. And then, are any providers better that provide good call rich data for different verticals? I think what you're referring to is the co-reg path that we just
Yeah,
mentioned.
the two that I mentioned would be top of the food chain. Anybody else, man, you don't know what you're getting.
With Fluent and Shift 44, they're both
That's it.
great. I also
Those are the
vouch
two.
for them. They're
Yeah.
pretty solid. So Coleridge data, Coleridge is what we're looking for when asking for data. What you're looking for is somebody that's already running a path that is asking for those questions. And when it comes to like the case of Shift 44, you can provide them with an ad, and then they can actually optimize that path for your specific purpose. But if not, just look for somebody that is running a path. And then if they're asking for the question that you need, then you can use that data, like Kevin said, to overlay. Whether you use it to create a lookalike audience or you use it to retarget them in whatever ad platform you're using, or if you have app 10, you can also use it for SMS and email. So,
Well,
that's just
right. And the second step, if you wanted to not just get co-reg, but you want to do what's called a link out, you could actually make an ad. Consumer would link out. You're going to pay more for it, though. Consumer will link out to your page, but let's just say it was, excuse me, Camp Lejeune. It would say, have you been at Camp Lejeune between 1957 and 1984? Yes. Click the link out to your lead form. They fill out the lead. You pay whatever, X amount per lead or per click. You now call them, turn them into a live transfer, and obviously more valuable. So there's a lot you can do there. It's just figuring out what's going to work.
yeah, there you go. Let me see what other we have here. A second.
Yep. I got like 5 minutes. I got a flight out to Midland, Texas today. Yay.
I just saw a comment, and then I'm only going to assume that it's from Ron because I can't see the picture. But it says something like, "Stay away from torts. It sucks big time. I wouldn't recommend it."
Ron, getting rid of the competition.
So I'm telling him to jump in so he can tell us how much it sucks. I know you got 5 minutes, so thank you for hanging around.
Got to stash the piles of $100 bills under the bed first before he jumps in. Hold on.
Yeah. Just send him a message on Facebook. Be like, "Yo, Ron, check your Facebook Messenger. I just sent you a message." He goes like, "Yep, it's me."
Yeah.
Ron is telling us that Masterwork sucks. I have to agree with him. Stick to Medicare.
There you go.
Is there a list of people who already got their Camp Lejeune payouts to make an exclusion audience?
No, the challenge is the law firms all don't work together cohesively, and that's their problem as well because they can't dupe. So there's a lot of dupe retainers happening now too. It sucks, but it's highly competitive, and there's big money at stake, so they don't want to share anything. They'd rather take the dupes. So yeah, I wish there was. And actually, nobody got paid out yet. They just filed the claims. The payout has not been done yet. These payouts normally in mass tort take years and years. That's why it's important to understand the client's goals so that you know that they'll continue buying because eventually they're going to buy on a number. Sometimes they don't call these leads for 6 months, but they still have KPIs that they look at to know if it's good data or bad data.
Damn, 6 months is a long time.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
they have a lot of money to invest, and they just want to take it on, take it on, take it on first.
Oh no, I get it. I totally get it. It makes a lot of sense because they have the budget to invest on it. They know as long as they're hitting whatever
It's a lot
numbers
of
are they.
VCs now. It's a lot of venture capital money that comes in and says, "Oh, Camp Lejeune, what's my return? Okay, here's 10 million. Go spend it. We know we'll get it back in 2 to 3 years with our ROI." That's how the business is very mature.
Cool. Anything else that you want to talk about that you want to let us know? How people can. We already talked about how people can find you, how they can
That's it.
join you. We gave away the golden nugget of the day, which is co-rage data. Find good suppliers. We gave you the two suppliers, which are Fluent and Shift 44. Not Shit, but Shift 44.
Shift.
Then we also gave you an educational source, which is Masterwork Made Perfect, and that one is where you can stay up to date with all the
Yeah,
Masterworks that are
I
happening.
believe that show is in April at the Win, and if anybody's going, let me know, and I'll meet you out there and walk you around. Just don't show up like Carlos with the man purse and the cargo shorts because it's not going to work.
Hey, listen, don't
Yeah, you
don't
can't
don't
pull it
hate
off
on
over there, buddy.
don't
You
don't
can
hate
pull
on
off
the
almost
sport.
anything in Vegas, but not that there. Not if you
You
want to be taken seriously. Right?
you got to see me on a suit, bro.
I
All
can
right.
imagine. Boss status. I get it.
Hey,
Oh, there
Ron,
he is.
what's going on, player?
There he is.
Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can
Hey,
hear you. Kind of,
oh, that's what's up. So I know that Mass Tour sucks. So I know. Tell us a little bit more about that.
yeah, it sucks. No, I don't recommend it. Stay away from it. Once I'm
Not
trying
at
to
all.
fix the camera, is it showing?
Nope.
Nah,
Cannot
I
see
see
you.
the RH, but if you click on there's like a little gear on the bottom of
I
the
see.
screen. So you can click on that, and it should be able to. It should be able to select the camera. You're on your computer and your phone.
Yeah, I'm my laptop.
Yeah, it should be able. If you click on that little gear, then it says video, and then you can select whatever camera you have connected.
Yeah, it just
I
says
told
space.
Ron to stop buying those $200 Chromebooks. He doesn't listen. The cameras.
Bro, the man says a $200 Chromebook makes millions of dollars. So.
That's right.
Oh, there.
Hey, don't hate on the
That's
player.
right.
There you go. You're in Chicago?
Yeah, I'm in Chicago right now. Yeah, I had to come
Check.
out here go for a funeral and whatnot. But I'll be back in Miami maybe about a week.
Are you going to LeechCon?
I'm not sure about that yet. I don't know. I'm
Okay,
thinking
okay.
about it, but I don't know
Come on,
yet.
I gotta know because then I might give you the Maserati and give you the same plate I gave Carlos last year. That's
Yeah.
uniquely loves leak calls.
Yeah, I think I have the video somewhere that says you need. Yeah. Ever try running flights on social? Different approach, but I had this idea. Me personally, I haven't ran flights on social. I know of somebody that ran flights and social, and you get a lot of form fills if you especially run a promotion. But and me myself, I never done it, so I couldn't actually. Have you guys done flights and
Me
social?
neither. I have
Neither,
not.
neither. I don't think Ron, you've done it. I don't think so, right?
Flights on social. Yeah, like maybe 2 years ago or so. I tried it on there. It didn't
Got
back out for the buyer, so I think I got paused reports.
Got it. Got it. Here's a question for you. Question for you, Ron. Leonidas is asking, Mass Tour, have you been able to easily transition into other Mass Tour offers using the same funnel process?
Yeah, pretty much, because majority of the tours, they kind of have like the same injuries, like well, not the same injuries, but like the same demographics, like Tylenol and hair relaxer. So the same demo is like women, pretty much. So you could like cross promote with that with the same funnels and everything.
Okay.
Also, one more thing too. Also, like with Camp Lejeune, I think the firefighter foam that kind of has on the similar demographic as well. So it's the same audience, same targeting. Just change up the ad creatives and a few things in the funnel.
Nice.
So now that you guys have like the two top people here running Tort, right? The Click Father and Ron himself, Uncle and the nephews.
Uncle, there you go.
So if you're watching this, I know there's like 24 people watching us right now. So this is your time to ask questions. You know, if you want to ask a question about Masterwork, you know, we talk about a lot that today. Even though that me personally, I'm not really running Masterwork other than NVA, which is not considered a Masterwork, right? Uh, so that's just PI. I know Ron and Kevin, they do heavy on the Master side. I want to get there someday. Eventually, that will happen. But in the meantime, you know, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. I have a whole bunch of questions, but I think most of them were answered already last week.
But, yeah, I heard you all said about the data. We're having data with torts. Yeah, that works pretty good. Cause like for Campbell June at one point, I was getting leads at like under $5, you know, and I was selling them to buyers, you know, for like 50 plus or whatever it's like that. For or, you know, a lead form. When you have so much data, you know, and you import that data into Facebook or you know, yeah, pretty much to Facebook, you know, also TikTok, you know, it don't lower your lead costs.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I
So
see here. How big of a caller data should we purchase to test a campaign and create a lookalike audience?
caller data,
Meaning, like, you're talking about like code rich, like people that click that they
Yeah.
were, you know,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Rod, if you're willing to share, I mean, it's only a few people here, but of course, Carlos is going to exploit it and send it out to millions after the call.
I have
What's
to.
what's the best what's the best strategy as far as testing? Like I had mentioned, that could be off base. You know, just buying 1,000 records and doing a small test like that to see if the data is going to work, or do you think you need a bigger buy to make it work?
like tested campaigns like on Facebook, whatever, like that. If that's the case,
Yeah.
then you know I'll run about 100 or 200 ads like on Facebook, you know, for a tour, and then I'll keep the campaign daily budget like around $5 or $10, so that way
Right.
each campaign has a chance to create to generate at least one conversion, you know, and that way for me to be profitable off each campaign. Like for example, like when Camp of June like first hit, when it was like a big you know, a big rush for calls and leads, I was running about 1,100, 1,500 ads on Facebook and TikTok, and my daily budget for each campaign was about $6, about $5 or $6 or so. And the goal with that was just to get at least one conversion from each
Yeah.
campaign.
Then you start scaling it once you have a
Right,
conversion on the campaign. Yeah.
right. After like
Uh,
2 weeks, yeah, I paused like 50% of the ad campaigns, then I increased the budget. You know, I get like a target CP and stuff like that in the scale.
That's
Yeah,
a great way to scale. That's a great way to
correct.
scale too, because at least you're minimizing your loss. Like you said, he paused half of them.
mm-hmm.
But now, you know, if he was running, let's say, you know, $100 a campaign at 1,500, all of a sudden now you've got a big loss to make up. So
Right.
really,
Correct.
really smart to do it that way. Yeah.
Yeah. You start with a small budget, and then it's something that I learned from Phil. You guys know Phil Smith?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Phil was talking years ago. He was running a lot of MCA, merchant cash advance, and
Yeah.
then that offer during Christmas, it doesn't really perform that well, right? Because everybody's off. So him and his media team, instead of turning off the ads, because they didn't want to turn off the ads, what they did is they reduced the budget in the campaigns to $1. Back
Yeah.
then, I think Facebook would allow you to reduce it. So they reduced it to like $1. And then the next day, he noticed like a shitload of conversions from $1. And then he told me, you know, that he's like, hey, you know, if you don't want to turn off the campaign, just reduce the budget a lot, and you're going to see how the algorithm is going to push to get
Yeah.
you to close that budget.
We actually do that with Google as well, because our Google reps said never pause, just reduce it. So this, because if you pause, then it's going to come back in and restart, and now you're resetting the whole algorithm. So yeah, so we always reduce $1,
Here's another,
$5, $10, whatever. But yeah, even our education campaigns, we reduce them down if we need to, but we never
yeah.
pause them.
Here's another question here for Ron. Have you run Ping Post NVA?
No, I never done that. No.
Never.
No. I ran calls before on NBA, mostly in the past. Commercial insurance, you know, 'cause the payout was like 3 times higher, you know, than our regular insurance.
Yeah, that's right. And then as far as Facebook or Google, better for tort?
I would say Facebook. I mean, Google could be good too. Me, you know, personally, I suck at Google, so you know.
See, I would say I do a lot of Google, obviously. the difference between Google and Facebook is you're looking and you're like, oh shit, something you didn't even know about or you had interest in catches your eye. With Google, it's all intent driven, right? So you're looking and saying, I was at Camp Lejeune or Camp Lejeune Payouts, or they saw a commercial and they're Googling it. So it's a direct intent. So it's a totally different market. I think both are great. I think Ron's probably right. Facebook's probably easier. Facebook or any of the mass, the alternative medias, which I'm still testing. I haven't gotten anything. I talked to you, Carlos, on Friday. Have you gotten anything to work on Gab Social, Truth Social, Rumble yet?
Not really, not at scale. Not really.
No, everything I'm testing, the EPCs are coming in high, really high.
Yeah.
Like
What I'm testing now is Newsbreak, because it's kind of like
you have to make that intro for me.
I will. They have this target CPA and it performs.
Yeah.
They can really control it. Yeah.
Yeah, the challenge with Gab, even like the verified lookups and the stuff we run internally, on Google, I'm paying 70 cents a click, and over there, I'm paying $1.10. I can't make it work, right?
No, that's not going to work. That's not going to work. Here, we have another question here from Andrews. What's going on, Andrews? Did you try Masterwork on Messenger ads?
No.
I haven't personally.
I haven't. I run only feeds and stories and reels, pretty much.
Yeah, I haven't tried it, but whenever I try running a campaign on Messenger ads, I do notice that the cost it's lower, right? You're kind of limited in exactly how much you can do because you can't really like enhance or use technology under Messenger as far as number pools and geodatabase locations and trusted forms and all that. You can use it on a lead like in a lead form, but on Messenger you're kind of limited, so that's something that you have to keep in mind. I haven't tried it, but Andrews, you should try it and see how that works and let us know. And then I think we answered this question already as far as how big it is. And then here is what is the hottest pay-per-call niche for running on Google Ads? There's so many of them. It's just whichever one you want to run, but there's literally like dozens of
there is. Just stay away from anything that needs certification. Debt consolidation needs certification. Healthcare needs certification. Look at that list, because otherwise what will happen is you'll get something, and this is from experience, it'll run, you start making money, and then they give you 30 days to certify. You're not an agency, you can't certify, you lose the account. So that's the only thing I'd be careful with. I do have to run because I've got a call with T-Mobile. Just share with everybody really quick. So we're doing a campaign. We just signed Resorts World as a client. All the octopuses, all the screens in the back of Ubers. So we're buying them all in Las Vegas to run ads directly to a casino, which is going to be really interesting because we're doing some crazy promo ideas. And they're doing all the video creative for us, everything. It's going to be a really interesting campaign.
I said, well, thank you for jumping in this call. Thank you for being here, and I appreciate all the insightful info. See you in Vegas.
All right, sounds good, man. See you guys in Vegas.
I wanted to share real quick an email that I just got, and it goes back to what Kevin was talking about. So here it is, and it's Masterwork made perfect. I recommend that you sign up for them, and then you will see this. So this is a reminder that the exploited teen industry. This is Tuesday, March 14. It's free, and it's a webinar via Zoom. Here's the speakers, the different law firms, and what they're going to talk about. A troubled industry, who are the players, what are the injuries, and current state litigation. I believe this has to do a lot with social media, right? Social media bullying and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. That this is what this tour is. Then there's another one here. There is Paraquat litigation and human trafficking litigation update. March 16th, same thing. Here's the speakers, what they're going to talk about. Here's the Paraquat litigation and the human trafficking litigation here. There's another insulin overpricing litigation, and that's March 17th. So sign up for Masterwork Made Perfect. If you want to stay up to date, you'll get emails like this with reminders. Just want to share that real quick because Kevin was talking a lot about that. So putting that out there. Here, I see another question here. Is it $6 campaign per day or lifetime?
That's per day.
Yeah, that's per day.
Yeah,
correct. And then, are you running the traffic to a lander for Facebook lead forms?
I do both.
You
I
do
do
both, yeah. We
both. Yeah,
always,
I scale more so on the on lender because I have more control. Or
yeah,
in the back end for like passing data points and and stuff like that.
yeah. Of course, you can collect a lot more when they go to your website.
Hmm.
Ah, here, alguna información o curso en español desde empezar. Ahora mismo no tenemos curso en español, pero pronto vamos a sacar algo en español. For those of you that don't know English, I mean Spanish, she's asking if we have anything in Spanish. We don't have anything in Spanish, but soon we will. Um, Ron, have you had similar success with other master offers outside the June?
Yeah, a few. Boy Scouts. Tylenol was picking up right now. Right now it's at a standstill because I'm having like account issues and stuff. What's the other one?
Yeah.
It's a card key.
Account issue sucks. I know you ran quite a few. So yeah, to answer the question, yeah, he does have like outside there. Any once you get good at running the offer and once you understand how to run it and what your buyer is looking for, then it's pretty much the same, right? Because at the end of the day, everybody wants to know if they're eligible for a compensation based on injuries. So keep an eye out based on the injuries. If not, focus on that because that's really what's going to determine if it's a good lead or not.
Yeah. That's like, yeah. Point towards just focus on the injuries. Like for example, like for Tylenol, the injury is on autism. So pretty much just run ads, just saying, moms with children that have been diagnosed, with autism. Forget all the other filters. Just the main filter is just is a child having autism. Once the mom hit the page, and then and then the mom will answer all of the other questions and stuff like that. So yeah, just focus on the main filters. I mean the main injury of the offer. Pretty much. I think it's muted.
Oh, I am muted. I was talking all by myself. Now I was saying that focus on the injury first because then you want to find out if they had the injury. Then you can find out if they do qualify. But first of all, they have to in order to qualify, they have to have some type of injury from the claim they're making,
Mhm.
right? Ron here, are you on CBO or ABO?
I run ABO. I don't like CBO. I
ABO.
like having control of my campaigns.
Yeah, I mean the same thing here. I run a lot of ABO. I rarely run CBO. I also like to have control over every single ad set and not just group them on a campaign. Um, Especially when you're like stacking ad sets based on lookalikes or based on interest. So if you have CBO working, it's going to get tricky if you have multiple ad sets in your campaign targeting different things. Here's $1 million question. You guys still both running Medicare, guilty as charged? Yes, I'm still running Medicare.
I didn't even touch Medicare, honestly. I did a little bit, but I didn't really touch it. I've been running
Yeah,
torts since day one.
Tor. Yeah, you've been running Tor for a while now.
Yeah.
We miss you during this AP.
AP didn't miss me.
AP, miss you. Uh, Hit my messages, Ron Hart. There you go. Do me a favor, just comment, click above or below this video. There should be a little link that says stream, and then I can see your profile pictures and your name. So, what is a good network for mass tort? There's a few ones. You want to share which one that you recommend?
And Paulo Media, it's pretty good with Anthony. You can reach out to him. He has some good torts over there, like Tylenol, Roundup, Camper June. You know,
Yeah, Palo is solid. If you don't know about Palo, you can go to palomobile.com. I'm going to put the link on here real quick, palomobile.com. Hit up Anthony and his team. They're really good. They're solid. They've been in this space for a while and they can help you out. So here's the website, palomobile.com. Palo Media, they're great. Um, Another question. What are you using to run 200 ads at once?
duping the campaign. Well, no, at first I was doing manually, and I use ads cook. That's what
Yeah,
you put me on. Yeah, I'm gonna just
that's
make
good.
that. Yeah, and
That's
just
good
keep
that
doing
you
the
have
campaign
that.
over and over again.
What question does Carlos have about Mastor? I had more like technical questions, and then I spoke one on one with Ron about about how to make it work. As far as like there's a lot that goes behind the scene when it comes to like data monetization, and a lot of us get caught in the media buying process and then don't realize that we can leverage each other. A media buyer can be leveraged by somebody that has a better back end monetization. So the question that I really had was like, how can you make this work by tapping into other sources of traffic, right? And then Kevin talked about that earlier, which is like co-reg and all other types of data that you can monetize for lookalike audience and do your data overlay, or you can SMS and email and monetize that way with your paywalls or whatever other systems you have in place.
hmm I can speak on one thing about the co-ed. So,
Yeah.
I won't put no names out there and whatnot. But I work as advertiser as well on Torts, and we purchased a couple of leads from a network. Probably got about 1,500 leads or whatever like that for on Tylenol, and found out that they pretty much just put our offer on a courage path of like some incentive cashback website or whatever it was like that. So every lead came back was trash. That the leads did not respond to the follow ups. No cases, no inbound calls, no anything. So I mean, you really have to really find out where that on lead is coming from. Because sometimes, of course, like pubs will show you one pay, one lander, one clean creative, but then they end up running traffic elsewhere, like on some incentive site, some cashback site, or whatever. So just be mindful of that. It's muted.
Thank you. Keep that in mind and vet who you're actually buying from, because you can get a lot of garbage if you don't pay really attention. Kevin earlier in this call mentioned two sources that are pretty legit, which is Fluent and Shift 44.
No, that's
Uh,
good.
Yeah, but again, you always want to test and see if it backs out for what you're doing, and then if it does, you can scale it. Don't be afraid to test. And actually, you have to have a system in place. This is not like, oh, I'm gonna reach out to them and buy it, and then what am I gonna do next? It doesn't work like that. So you have to have a system in place of how you're gonna monetize it. If you're gonna monetize it by using the data to run campaigns and look at like audiences, if you're gonna monetize it um, by doing some type of outreach, such as SMS and email, if you have opt-in, or however else, live transfers, if you're going to dial that and transfer that out. So you got to have a system in place, and it's not going to be like a one-step approach. It's going to be a multiple-step approach, right? So keep that in mind, because it's not going to. The last thing I want you to do is hit up one of the providers and do a small test and be like, "Oh, this thing didn't work. I just wasted my money," and without fully knowing that you have to have a back end to be able to monetize this. It's not going to be just, as easy as one, two, three.
Yeah.
So here we have another one that says, so $6 ad set, run for a day and turn off if they don't generate results on day one.
Nah, nah. I'll probably do like two. So, like for example, right? Oh, it also comes down to your overall budget. How much you can spend on the campaign. So let's say, for example, I run like five campaigns. Each campaign is at $5 a day. I may test them for about 3 days. Yeah, about 3 days. That's enough time for Facebook, to generate at least one conversion per campaign. I think you muted.
I'm always muted. I always mute myself and then I forget to unmute myself. It says, Ron, are you running any Google ads?
Yeah. I'm testing some things right now, but I'm still testing because me, like I said, honestly, I'm not that good at Google, so I'm still testing on a few campaigns and stuff like that. But once I do get, once I gain experience with that, then I would definitely shift majority of my budget over, to Google and YouTube and everything.
Yeah, makes total sense. We are testing also on Google. Mostly on Google, we run dental, like dental services and stuff like that. And then we also run a motor vehicle accident on Google as well. So those
Yeah.
are two things that we're running. And we also run Medicare at a smaller scale on Google as well.
Yeah. I ran
There's a
NBA.
few.
I ran NBA on Google back in the day. Man, that shit ran me to the bank.
That shit
I was
painful. If you don't really pay attention to it, painful. It really
paying
is.
like $500 a clip. That's just for a regular not personal injury, yeah, just regular auto accidents. But for
Yeah.
commercial, I was paying like 1,200 a click, I think.
Yeah, commercial is it's really expensive,
Yeah,
You just want to run it broad, and if they happen to be commercial, then perfect, like segmented them. But if you're only focusing on commercial, yeah, that's going to cost you a pretty penny. Cool. So listen, guys, I think we've been here for a while. So Ron, anything else that you want to share? Anything else that you want to mention? How can people reach you if they want to do business with you? Are you accepting new business partners? And, how can people start doing business with you?
yeah. Just reach out to me on the company website at mobilepushers.com or hit me up on Facebook, at Ron Hart.
I'm gonna put the website here. So
Hmm.
anybody who wants to hit up Ron, mobilepushers.com. It's a website. You can go there and you can hit up Ron. And then also on Facebook, look up for him and ask him any questions. I mean, don't waste a man's time. But definitely, if you're running traffic or if you're thinking about running traffic, reach out and make things happen.
Yeah, hit me up.
There you go. Awesome. Thanks, Yaron. Thank Carlos as always. I really appreciate it. Here, replying. Okay, I'll answer this after the call. I think that's all for today. I just want to thank everybody for being here. Ron, thank you so much for taking the time, buddy. I really appreciate it. I'll see you in Vegas. And for everybody else, stay tuned. Watch the replay whenever you can. There's a lot of golden nuggets that were shared here. So definitely watch it again. And if you're coming to LeadsCon, let us know. We'll be there. So, let's meet up and then let's have a blast and let's make money together. Okay. That's all for today. Thank you so much. Peace out. See you in the next one. Thanks, Ron.